Sandals has two resorts in Ocho Rios, Jamaica. One costs almost half the price of the other, but is the cheaper one actually the better deal? We stayed at both, and honestly, it was hard to pick a winner. What's going on, everybody? We're Ari and Gary, and we just spent a long weekend in Ocho Rios, Jamaica. We stayed at Sandals Ochi Beach Resort, and we visited Sandals Dunns River for a wedding.
And we're going to break down everything. The rooms, the food, the pools, and the vibes. So by the end of this video, you know exactly which one is right for you.
And if you're planning a trip to Sandals or Jamaica, do us a favor and hit subscribe. We put out honest travel reviews so that way you know when to splurge, when to save, and when it's worth it. So first, what are we working with? Sandals Ochi is the largest sandals resort in the world. Over 100 acres, 16 restaurants, and they claim 105 pools. It's actually the most affordable sandals you can book.
Sandals Dunns River is basically the opposite. 25 acres, a quarter of the size with 12 restaurants. It just went through a $230 million renovation and reopened in 2023. It's ranked one of Sandals' top 5 resorts in 2026.
Let's start with the rooms. At Ochi, we stayed in a great house ocean view. The room was fairly spacious, had its own living room area, king-size bed, seating sofas, even had a portable Bluetooth speaker that you could bring down to the pool. The room was a little dated by the decor, even the shower heads and tiles that were used. It did come with a private pool that you had to share with only 3 other couples. You also had your all-inclusive mini bar stocked with Appleton rum and some other favorites like Red Stripe.
Dunns River has 14 room categories, and we had the opportunity to check out 2, the luxury room and the SkyPool Suite. The rooms feel more modern and the innovation is evident. The SkyPool Suites have a private glass infinity pool right on your balcony.
In terms of room innovation, Dunns River wins. But in terms of value, getting a solid room at a lower price, Ochi has the edge. Okay, this is where it gets real and you start to see some differences in these resorts. Ochi has 16 restaurants plus a food truck. Ochi's food is solid. Valentino's for Italian, Kimono's for a teppanyaki, where they cook right in front of you, and Kelly's Dockside right over the water is a 5. I can guarantee you one thing, no matter where you stop in to grab a bite to eat, you are going to have something delicious. And at the very least, you'll have a great view and some great service. As Jamaicans ourselves, we were impressed with some of the Jamaican dishes that this property had to offer.
Multiple people told us, and we experienced it ourselves. Dunns River has some of the best food in the entire Sandals system. The Mediterranean spot, Odessa, was incredible. And even their jerk shack was next level.
Here's a cheat code. You actually get access to both restaurants. There's a free shuttle between the 2 properties, so if you stay at Dunns Rivers, you can enjoy the shuttle to Ochi for dinner, and now you have 28 restaurants to choose from. So Ochi advertises that they have 105 pools. Sounds insane, right? Well, here's what they don't tell you. Only about 6 of those are actual pools that you can use. The rest are private plunge pools attached to butler suites. So unless you're booking a butler room, you're sharing 6 pools with everyone else. For the beach, Ochi has a longer stretch of white sand divided into 3 sections. It's beautiful, the waters are calm, with floating platforms that you can swim out to.
Dunn's River has 5 massive communal pools plus 2 lazy rivers. And the glass-edged infinity pool that runs along the entire beachfront, it might be one of the most beautiful pools in all of Sandals. Dunn's River's beach is smaller and more intimate. Gorgeous water, but heads up, it can be a little cloudy and sandy in the shallow parts. You may even spot a stingray close to the shoreline. Dunn's River is a clear winner when it comes to the pools, but Ochi has a slight edge with its larger beach and calmer waters.
If nightlife matters to you and entertainment, then Ochi is probably going to be your choice. Ochi has so many things to do, like this beach bar. They have Thursday night Caribbean beach parties. They have a Prohibition era speakeasy with a password that changes every night. You ask any staff member for the code and you find the hidden entrance to walk to a 1920s jazz club. And because the resort is so massive, it feels like you can always run into something to do. We played croquet, volleyball, chess. We found so many things to do on the resort.
Dunn's River is more chill at night. They have the parties, and it's fun, but a different kind of fun. The more relaxed, more romantic, with focus on the shows and crowd engagement. And they have the Rum Club, which is a great spot to let loose.
If you're the kind of couple that wants to stay out super late, then it's Ochi. If you want a more relaxed vibes, Dunn's River is your choice. Okay, here's the thing nobody talks about enough. Sandals Ochi is split in half by a public road. You got the hillside, and you got the beach side on the other. You cannot walk between them, but there's a shuttle called the Hop that runs every 10 minutes.
Dunn's River is only 25 acres, and you can walk from your room to the pool to the beach and dinner in minutes. Everything flows together without trekking across the property.
All right, the moment you've been waiting for. If you can only pick one, which Sandals in Ocho Rios should you book? I think you should book Sandals Ochi if you're on a tighter budget. It's the most affordable Sandals in the world. If entertainment is important to you and having a ton of activities to do. If you like having a ton of options, 16 restaurants, this is a huge property to explore. And if you want the better beach, in my opinion, I think Sandals Ochi has the better beach.
And I think you should book Dunn's River if food quality is your top priority. You want a newer, more modern, more intimate resort. You prefer to walk for quick access to amenities. You want the more innovative room options, or if you're celebrating something special like a wedding or honeymoon and want that luxury feel. If I had to choose one resort, then my choice would be Dunn's River. I think it's worth splurging on, especially if you're celebrating a special occasion. Not to mention the innovative room options are out of a dream. The entertainment was great, and the Rum Club was a fun way to end the night.
And my choice is Sandals Ochi. The dated rooms don't bother me as much because I want to spend as much time out the room anyway. I think it has a beautiful beach and there's tons of activities to do. Not to mention, I saved $1,000 on a 3-day stay by choosing this route. And the real cheat code is you get access to both no matter which one you book. So stay at the one that fits you best. If you're planning a Sandals trip to Jamaica, we've got you covered. We'll be dropping a full review on Sandals Ochi and some Sandals tips and hacks.
Drop a comment below and tell us which one you would pick, Ochi or Dunns River.
Until next time, keep traveling those miles and making those memories. We'll see you in the next destination.